We've got some dairy goodness here, and we're going to start out by making a really easy whipping cream. That's from my upcoming cookbook called The Homemade Vegan Pantry, The Art of Making Your Own Staples. So this is a whipping cream that you make in your blender, and then you can just whip it in a regular, stand mixer, just like regular whipping cream. The interesting thing about this whipping cream is that it whips up just like regular whipping cream. And do you know what happens when you over whip whipping cream? It turns into butter. So that's exactly what happened. They kind of over whipped it, and it kind of turned into butter. So it's a little heavy, and they folded it into the chocolate mousse. So that apparently tastes great, but it's a little heavy. You will be tasting it later at the end of this demo. So we're going to start out with a cup of soy milk. Now you can use almond milk as well, or any other kind of non-dairy milk. And we're going to put that right into the blender there. And about a third of a cup of sugar, and a quarter cup of raw cashew nuts. I've got a half a cup of, this is melted coconut oil. I always splatter, so you just have to get used to that. And then a little bit of vanilla here. That's really goopy vanilla. Okay, we're just going to whip this up. Or not whip it up, we're just going to blend it.
Yeah.
Here, turn that on. You want to blend it, actually, I can hear the cashews in there. So you want to, I'm going to turn it on one more time. Oh, turn it on high, that'll make it better. Okay, I think that's good enough. So you just want to make sure that there's no cashew granules, as Issa was talking about. You just want to feel it, make sure you don't feel anything. So that's the whipping cream right there. And all you have to do now is chill it, and then you can whip it in a stand mixer. It's best if they chill it if you chill it in a blender, that would be hard, wouldn't it? Chilling it in a blender. But you want to chill it like in a freezer or something for about 45 minutes or an hour, and then you can whip it up just like regular whipping cream. We're not actually going to whip it. And that whipping cream is going to be used in our chocolate mousse, but I just wanted to get it started so that he might be able to whip it as well. Okay, so now we can go back to the chocolate mousse now that the electricity is working. So let's try to recall what was in here. We have a cup of water, a cup of cashews, a half a cup of maple syrup. Very good, Gabby. I'm going to turn it on. So when you no longer hear cashews rattling around and it's nice and smooth, you're going to put in some melted chocolate. And I have about 10 ounces of dark chocolate here that we've melted already. Do you guys know how to melt chocolate properly? All of you. You've never had it seize up?
Yes.
No? Okay. So, what? You have? Melted it properly? You've had it seize up. Now, do you know why it seized up? There's usually two reasons. One is that you got a drop of water in there, or some kind of liquid. So maybe you had a wet spoon or a wet spatula and you stuck it in there. Next thing you know, it's no longer glossy and shiny like this, but it's now hard and grainy. Now, do you know how you can fix that? The only way is by adding a saturated fat. So you just melt into that like a tablespoon or two of cocoa butter, and it will once again become shiny and glossy. Another thing that can happen is if you melt it over, because you often melt it over a double boiler. And chocolate, as you know, if you put it in your car, in a warm car, it will melt even if you don't do anything. A chocolate bar, it doesn't need any more than 85 degrees for it to melt. So you want to make sure you do not let chocolate heat up. It should never get hot. So as soon as it starts to melt, just take it off the heat and start stirring it until it's like this. So when you touch it, it should not be hot at all. This, should be less than body temperature. It should not. So I've got the chocolate. I'm putting it in here. And of course, I would like to use a rubber spatula because I want to get all of that chocolate goodness out of the bowl there. Now this chocolate mousse, there's all kinds of chocolate mousse, and for years I've been making them out of, the healthy variety with dates and avocados and tofu chocolate mousse. There's all kinds of chocolate mousse. This is a very indulgent, high-fat chocolate mousse. The cashews here replicate the egg yolks that I used when I first learned how to make chocolate mousse. I would cook egg yolks with sugar to form sort of a custard. And then I would whip butter into that and melted chocolate. And then I would fold whipping cream into that and have a heart attack. So we're replicating that with cashews and the whipping cream that I made earlier. So. All right, so now I'm going to pour this back into the bowl here. And you want to make sure this comes to room temperature, because what we're going to do, it's very, very runny at this point. It'll start thickening up as it cools down, is that we're going to fold in the whipping cream that we made earlier. That was the first thing I did. Remember that? Wonder if Mauricio has the whipping cream ready, so I can show you guys
Let me go check.
how to do that. In the meantime, it's a little warm. If I were to fold my whipping cream into this right now, it would all melt. So I'm just going to stick this in the refrigerator for right now to cool it down. Another thing you can do is, if you want to cool something down really, really fast, you take that bowl and you would make an ice bath in a bigger bowl. And you would set that bowl of chocolate into the bigger ice bath bowl. And then you would just stir it. And it'll come down, it'll drop in temperature really, really quickly and be, within minutes, will be cool enough to use. Whereas if you put it in the refrigerator, what happens is that the exterior will chill down before the interior does. So it's much better to put it in a larger bowl of an ice bath and just keep stirring it like that. Beautiful, fluffy whipping cream in this bowl. You guys see it?
I see it.
It's really, yeah. Does this look like the real dairy thing? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to fold that into my chocolate mousse mixture, which is right here. And it's still a little runny, but I'm going to take my whipping cream, and I'm just going to fold it in here ever so gently. Like that. Doesn't this look light and fluffy? Yes. That's how you make a really good, indulgent vegan chocolate mousse.